Here's the side panel after wet sanding. I think I got all the orange peel off of it, and we got that nice kind of dull sheen to it. So now we're just going to work on hitting it with 2000, 3000, and then some polishing compound. And I'll be sticking with the short stroke DA, and I've got a foam pad on that. And then I like using the Meguiar's pads, and their foam as well, and that keeps you from burning the edges. And I usually stay away from all the edges. I mean, this is normal practice, right? I do those by hand just so the power buffer doesn't get anything. So we'll hit this up to 3000, and then we'll hit it with some polishing compound. And now we got the final polish on, and it's looking a lot better. Just gets that orange peel off and brings the shine up. So we'll hit it with some detail or wax or something, but that's pretty much finished. So now we got to do the other one. We're prepping the glass and doing glass installation, and this is probably one of my least favorite jobs. This is an original piece of glass out of the thing, and it was just glued in with some kind of sealant and no weather strip. So we have gone ahead on the other piece of glass. We've got that installed and using a seal, and what we wound up doing is cutting the corners of the seal. I'm going to see if I can see this through here. You can see where we got the sharp corners. I trimmed away the weather seal or the door rubber just in that area where it comes out of the seal. I just cut it, did that at all four corners, and then laid it in, and it went in pretty good. On the outside, we've got good corners. So I think we're in good shape there. So we're going to try to do the same thing here. We're going to clean it up first, polish it, get all that old crud off of there, and get it ready to start doing the installation. Got things as clean as I could using a razor blade to get that silicone off, and lacquer thinner and glass cleaner just to get it nice and clean. But you can see we still have kind of a, I don't know if this will show up on camera or not. The edges where the gasket was, it's just kind of hazy, almost like a wear. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got an Eastwood glass polishing kit, and I've used this thing on car windows, windshields, and whatnot. It does a nice job. So yeah, you can kind of see it right down here. See that line? We're going to try to polish all that stuff out. So get her nice and clear. So we'll get that knocked out, see how it looks. Well, that took a little bit of time, but man, it came out nice. I can't tell this from the brand new one. So we got all the scuffs out, all the grime. Like I said, it's hard to show up on camera, but right where the edges of the weather strip were, the glass seemed to be a little more beat up, and we polished all that out. So this panel is ready to go in. I've gone around the outside and I've taped the rubber seal to the panel with tape all the way around. Really want to hold that in place well because I can't leave it flipped over. I use that just to kind of lay the tape in place. I can't leave these on because I got to put the glass in. So I'm going to take all this off now, but that held the weather strip in place while I got the corners marked and got it taped to the outside. And now we'll count on the outside to hold it while we lay it in. When I installed this piece, I just put it in by hand. I kind of pulled that lip over by hand. This time I'm going to try to rope it. I put a little piece of string in the groove, and I'm going to see if I can use that to pull the lip over the glass. Otherwise, I'll just do it by hand. I just used a couple hand tools, and it didn't take me too long. But when I put windshields in cars, I use rope, and I'll give it a shot on this one. Might make the job a little easier. Sprayed everything down with glass cleaner just to make it slick. And then I tucked this edge in, which went in real easy. And just to get it going, I would take this scraper, this Bondo scraper, and just catch the lip, drag it across, push the gasket up as I went. So I got that edge in. So now I'm going to start roping from over here. And I'm not even going to try this one-handed, but you just pull the rope to pull the lip up and then tuck it in as you go. So we're going to give that a shot. Just use the Bondo spreader and a little pick to just flip that lip up. Lots of glass cleaner. Kept it nice and slick and just worked my way around it. Got everything done, and then this is what a typical corner looks like. We just let that glass go to about a tangent point and then come out. And then that way it's still round on the outside. And you can just rotate this around and tuck it in a little bit. So now we'll pull the tape off the front and we'll be ready to clean it up. Back to work on the pump. We're doing a mock-up on it today. So we've got the globe on, we've got the ad glass installed, roughly located the decal for the front door, and we've got it wired up. So we've got it so you can now make the display move. So we've got the on-off switch, you turn it on, lights up the globe, the ad glass, and the display. Then if you were pumping gas, I don't have the nozzle handle on, but I got the hose here. You flip the handle, and then I've got a switch here so you can make the display run. Pump a couple gallons in, and then when you're done, you just flip the handle back, and then hit the reset button, and it goes back to 0. So that's all working well. We've got the retractable hose, so that's working. So we just got to get the nozzle apart, get that detailed, wire that switch into it, and just a few more details, we'll have her done. I'm going to put the Sinclair decals on the front panels, and I just held them up to where I thought they looked good. I had a little higher up the door rather than being exactly in the middle looked better. And then side to side I just measured and got it close. And so I've put tape so I now know where the edges are, and I've marked center lines on all 4 edges. So now I'm going to take this off, and now I know how to put it back on and hit my centers. I'm going to just take some window cleaner, spray it down to give me a slick surface, put the decal down. That gives me the ability to move it around a little bit. And then I'll squeegee it with a Bondo spreader, let it sit overnight, and then I'll pull the top piece off. So let's go ahead and spray the window cleaner on it, see how we do. This is going really easy. So I've got it, this is the top side, so I've got the decal on correctly. I've lined up my marks, sprayed it with glass cleaner, lined it up nice, and I'm just taking this sanding block and I'm just gently wiping out the glass cleaner, and it is just staying really nice. So I've got all my marks hit. I'll probably pull the tape. I just don't want anything to stick, and then let this sit overnight, and then I'll pull this top piece off. So we're done wet sanding the doors. They look great. We've gone ahead and added the decals. Everything's cleaned up, and those are ready for final assembly.